The coastal areas of Cape Town in South Africa are still home to a type of vegetation that can't be found anywhere else on the earth. But the Cape Flats and the animals that traditionally grazed on them have been decimated over the centuries by widespread urbanization and the encroachment of the bushlands.
Yes, indeed, Neota, but there is hope in the form of the eland. The world's second largest antelope has a taste for the invasive plant species that are endangering the flora of the remaining lowlands. A project is now helping to resettle the creatures in the area where they once lived 200 years ago. Let's take a look.
Centuries ago, antelopes were common in this area around Cape Town. But hunting and urbanization have caused the habitat to shrink dramatically. Once the herbivores vanished, some plant species started proliferating, crowding out a unique scrubby vegetation known as Cape Flats dune strandveld. Then Petra Botha and her team came up with a clever idea to restore biodiversity in this area.
The project aimed to bring back a herbivore that used to occur here to combat bush encroachment, to open pathways and just to break up the woody component to give space for grass and herbs to grow. The eland's been at the site for 2 years. They've been browsing away, opening paths, and we seem to be getting the mosaic structure back of Strandveld.
The Cape Flats dune strandveld currently occupies around 15% of its historic area. Conserving the endangered vegetation is important. It stabilizes the sand dunes. Strandveld means beach scrub in Africa. In addition, it supports a very high biomass of browsing animals. The project also employs youth who live in the area to care for the antelope and monitor their progress in the field. Thulo Marco has formed a special bond with the animals.
So my favorite part about working here is actually being with the eland, because not many people have this opportunity to be up close with wildlife. With me, they will walk up next to me and I can just do this and they will be fine with it. They won't attack me or anything.
Eland occur naturally across Africa, but these specific antelope were reintroduced to the area while they were still very young. Thulo feels having them here will most benefit the children of the local community.
When I first started here, or when I actually wanted to get into conservation, it's because I saw it on TV. And some of those kids, they probably also have seen it through that way, like on videos, on their phone or on YouTube. But now they actually have a chance to experience it for themselves in reality.
Much of the area directly surrounding the reserve is notorious for violence and drugs, as Rivaldo Destori, who lives here, knows. He thinks the work he does will also help educate the local community.
The type of areas that I come from, people would treat animals different ways. Like they would kick animals and they would treat animals in a different type of way that they treat each other. So for me, it's actually important that we as conservation leaders change these people and that they can actually see the benefit that comes from it.
While working in a conservation leadership program, Rivaldo has increased his awareness of the need to protect the environment. Introducing the project to school kids is his way of giving something back for the opportunity he was given.
Today I wouldn't have been here because I might have been on the streets and that I could have been doing different things, becoming a gangster, but actually now that I'm here, it made me play an important role too, so that I can show people that we can make the change in nature.
The Kanto project has been running for 2 years now. It is funded in part by the local government and also through private donations, and it seems to be worth the investment.
What we're seeing is that these eland are actually becoming ambassadors, not just for their own species, but for vegetation types. A lot of people don't know how to connect with like Cape Flats dune strandveld, but now we bring these magnificent animals back and the local community can really interact and actually see the benefits of conserving.
Petra Botha and the team will now expand the project to other degraded areas around Cape Town. They want to introduce some of the habituated animals to nearby reserves to give the Cape Flat Dunes Strandveld an even greater chance to thrive once again.
It's just amazing how useful these animals are for the environment. That's it for today from Eco Africa, your Pan-African European Environment Show. Thank you and see you next week. Goodbye from Nigeria.
Thanks, Neota. As always, it was fun hosting the program with you. If you want to find out more, visit our website. The address will be on your screen in just a moment. Or better yet, if you have something to say about any of our stories, talk to us on social media. For now, it's goodbye from me too, here in Nairobi, Kenya.